Hi, it's a day after Christmas. We are back on the farm. We finished on the festivities. Jesus is alive and we're back on the farm because work has to go on. And on the farm today, we moved from Vision last week. We looked at what Vision can do from the farm, visiting the Njovus, and the Njovus gave us so much. Today, we're going to have an intergenerational debate, an intergenerational discussion from the farm. We're looking at what farming can do, and we're seeing the value of how do we create a new generation of farmers. So today we're actually focusing on the future farmer. This future farmer, how do we achieve having a generation of farmers that will lead Zambia into first world, into food security, into food visions of exporting, processing, and getting the best out of the industry, the agribusiness industry. And today we're back on the farm again. Welcome to the Future Farmer Show. My name is Orisha Jolomi, and I want to look at the future farmer today. The future farmer. You know, one of the things you look at, one of the things I do is that I pastor. I don't farm on the ground, I farm human beings. If you remember the parable of the sower, I am a sower and I go to sow. And even on this program, what we are doing is sowing a seed for Zambia's transformation, Zambia's development, identifying Zambia's opportunity in agribusiness. Notice I didn't say agriculture. We've been doing agriculture from time immemorial, but we need to get into agribusiness. And the people to bring us into agribusiness are the young people, this generation. And today we have the millennials and we have the centennials. So we have two generations in this pool of youth. And these generations oftentimes, you know, people talk about, oh, millennial. Well, you actually have another generation called the centennials. They are younger than the millennials. And they are even, if you think millennials have got it, then the centennials are even in a different space. They are the ones talking about the metaverse and talking about a whole new life, a post-COVID society. And these people are people that will take Zambia, our future, into financial bliss. Any country with political independence without financial independence is still under dependency to providers. Therefore, this program we are saying, how do we actually actualize the dream of the future farmer? Now, going back to the Bible, like I said, the first mandate we had was, number one, be fruitful. Be fruitful means be productive. But more than that, he says, multiply. What are we getting? We're getting a vision of how to actualize that mandate. That mandate is very systemic. That mandate is something, you know, most of us, particularly with religious minds, think we're talking about, oh, some very spiritual thing. As spiritual it may be, it is the foundation of every progress. One, you are fruitful. You are productive. Any nation that is not producing will be a poor nation. But now, it says multiply. You must learn to scale up. It's business. How do I scale production? And the way I scale production is by multiplication. Now, multiplication is not that I'm adding products, it's that I'm multiplying producers. Therefore, last week we saw the first generation. They transited from poverty, the Njovu family. They beat poverty through agribusiness. They started in 1983. And through, you remember we talked about vision? This is vision in play. We told you vision grows. Now we want to grow our vision and show you the picture of the future farmer. Now the Njovu started out as security guards. And as security guards, their income was very limited. And it was not controlled by them. You see, poverty makes you lose control of life, lose control of opportunities. Poverty makes you sit down and be dictated upon. At poverty level, if you remember the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at poverty level, all you are looking for is food and basic life. But these people realize security guard does not limit me. Salary does not limit me. Vision is what limits me. And they saw they could feed themselves. So we start from somewhere. They started being fruitful. Now, from them being fruitful, guess what happened? They saw we can sell from the abundance of our produce. Then they went on to start selling their food. And from selling their food, they got to the place where they thought, we can own a farm. And now they are owners of a farm, the Njovu farm. And then they thought, from the fruit of the ground, you see, when God made us, what did he give us? Not money, he gave us resources. He gave you land, he gave you sea, he gave you air. And he says, use it to have dominion. Use it to reign. And these people took from the fruit of the ground and they beat poverty from the ground. Not from America, not from China, not from India, from this Zambia beautiful ground. The ground that the Americans are begging for, the Europeans are begging for, the sun, the air that they are begging for. Because we don't see it, we run to those countries. But thank God for Njovus and the many millions of Zambians that see the value in our ground. And guess what they did? They killed poverty, they buried poverty. They said, rest in peace forever. And what happens after that? They've raised a generation, 2 generations of children. One that saw them through poverty, come out of poverty, and a second generation that never saw poverty at all because of the hard work and the vision. So today, what are we doing on the Future Farmer? We are looking at these future farmers, our young people, and we are saying to them, tell us your story. So the first generation came, security guard farmer. The second generation, they've been fruitful now. Now they are multiplying. And we're having a second generation and a third generation of farmer. And these farmers are going digital farming. Want to hear their story? And maybe it will inspire this big pool of Zambians who don't need to. You see, when you go to the kind of education we've had has been education that produces poor people. Education that tells you have to sit down and pass an exam and go to school to get a job. But you will hear my future farmers today, none of them have a job. Okay, one person has a job, but that person is working in agribusiness and taking agribusiness to the clouds because this person is in digital farming. You have heard him on that program before. But this time, we're looking at a group of people that don't wait, but they are already using their portions of land and taking care. They've married through farming and they are making it through farming. And Zambia, we are saying, arise, great giant. Let this eagle begin to soar. We are not chickens. We are eagles, the great eagle. I want to say, how do we fly? Can agriculture put wind in our sails? Can our children get into and tap into a country that has most of the water in Southern Africa, the best land in Southern Africa? Can we be a country that can supply food to all our neighbors, the 8 countries around us, Angola, Mozambique, name it, Malawi, South Africa? Why should we, at this time, particularly with COVID, still import vegetables when we can grow vegetables, add value, and put in all the supermarkets? Why can't we do that? Let's talk to the future farmers today. Today I have, on the Future Farmer Show, I have Moses, I have Fred, and I have the Centennial himself, Emmanuel. These are my superstars for today. The superstars Zambia is raising to lead us into food security and prosperity. Let's talk to them this morning. When I come back, I'll be introducing you to them. Welcome to the Future Farmer Show. It's a time to begin to enter 2022 rocking and bearing poverty. It's time for poverty to die in Zambia. And agribusiness is that golden bullet to shoot it down. Let's go into our program.
The Future Farm is really about generating knowledge and knowledge about farming. How can you make knowledge more profitable? How can knowledge work? Not just provide food on your table, but also to be a business. Because we know that farming is really the employment of over 60% of Zambians and actually over 40% of Africans.
The benefits of having mechanization on our farms, quite a number of them. One of them is you have good quality of work on your farm.
So to the existing farmers, what is key with farming and the future of farming is that you need to be knowledgeable.
Now, last week, Fred, you were the one interviewing your parents, and we're so blessed. We really enjoyed that interview, and we thank God for the courage your parents had to go into farming, and they moved into transformation. They moved from security guard, they moved from what their generations had done, and they changed it because they killed poverty. You can no longer, the Njovu family can no longer be termed poor, but they started from there. So they show Zambia that it is possible to move from poverty to prosperity between 1983 and 2021 and raise children that will never know poverty if they build on their family. Now, you were interviewing your parents. Now, I want to interview you today and say to you, who is Fred? Fred, before you go, I see your engines are revving. Fred has come to grow with the parents 29 years ago. And you've married, but you didn't line up to get a job. In fact, they didn't give you a job, so they did you a favor. Now you're an entrepreneur. You're feeding your family from agriculture. How did your parents contribute to that? Who is Fred? Tell us about it. Tell Zambia, introduce Zambia to this beautiful man called Fred.
Okay, Fred is a 29-year-old man. Oh, I'm not old, I'm young, by the way. I'm a 29-year young man. I am married, with no kids yet. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I do agribusiness. Yeah, I have been in this business since, let me just say since I left school, because I started with unknowing, yeah, but I began to understand it after 3 years.
Take me there. Take me that you started unknowing. What do you mean? Somebody is watching you and say, how can you start without knowing you started?
All right, okay. The thing is, when I completed school, that was in 2011. I, like everybody else, I went to look for a job. I'm talking about a clean job, not farming. Yeah.
So to you, farming was a dirty job?
Yeah, I had that mentality because I really never had, I never said, during school, there's no one even in class who would ever say that I want to become a farmer. Yeah, we looked at farming with a different mindset. We looked at it to be a dirty job. We looked at it to be something that uneducated people would do. Yeah. So
our educational system teaches us that farming is for dirty people, is for failing people, a job that nobody wants to do. That's what you said?
I wouldn't say that they teach us that, but that's how they make it sound like. Because mostly people would want to become a doctor, they would want to become a teacher, things like that. That's why I mean to say they don't really come out, but there's a system that does not deliberately teach people to say you actually become a farmer.
So we don't show our people the opportunity in farming.
Exactly.
The young people want to be doctors, want to be nurses, not even nurses, lawyers. They want to have white-collar jobs. And if you are not dreaming of that, they feel you're a failure.
Yeah, something like that, that's what we can say. Because we are not given, by then, I don't know now, but not given the picture of what really a farmer is. What really a farmer is. Because if I am given a picture of a doctor, also a farmer, I think I deserve to be given one so that I choose between the two. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, sure.
So we deserve to give our children the right to choose, not force them to say, this is how you are. If you don't fit into this picture, you are failed. You are not a good child.
Sure.
So if a child doesn't see farmers, the child won't want to be a farmer.
Yeah. And,
so we have been seeing people with jobs wearing ties, but they are all broke people wearing suits. And the real gold is in the farm, is on the ground.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me about that.
Okay. Let me take you in 2011.
Take me.
Okay, so when I completed school, I was looking for a job. I tried to apply, but I couldn't find one. Yeah, by then Dad had retired, so he was still waiting for his benefits to be given. Then he was staying at the farm. Yeah, then he called me, or should I say Mom and Dad requested that I should go and wait, at least we start some developments there since I was not working. Yeah, so it was difficult for me.
They were staying at Njovu's farm?
Dad was there. We had a small structure there.
Okay. So Mom and Co, you were still in the house you were, then Dad was the only one?
Yeah, they would like...
They just started?
And come back home, that kind of... At least the farm is not dormant, it's just someone...
Okay.
There. Yeah. So that's when I had to move. I moved in 2011, let me say 2012, like the beginning of 2012, because we had finished our exams in the end of the year 2011.
Yeah.
So I moved there with the idea that I'm just going to look after things there, with the idea that I'm just going to stay there for a while I'm still looking for a job. Yeah, so when I began to stay there, it was a bit challenging for me. I didn't see any money anywhere. I could just see grass.
You could just see grass. I like that.
Yeah, we were not seeing anything.
Now you are selling grass now. You sell grass now.
Sure. Yeah, so at that time when I stayed there, that was between 2011 to 2014. That's the time that I think that's the period I can call a change of mindset. I began to understand that actually I can farm, I can do something. Because, okay, to be honest, the time that dad and mom were doing agriculture, they would sell things, they would pay for our school fees, we're seeing it. But I personally, I got it during that time. I saw that, like you heard last time, we had sold sweet potatoes, and then we managed to buy a fridge. We never had a fridge by then.
How did you feel? Your mother said that.
Yeah.
That it was exciting to see that from selling sweet potatoes, you could actually buy a fridge and buy. You were a child. How did you feel? And she says the children were the ones saying that.
Yeah, we were excited.
Moses, I'm coming to you just now. Don't worry. Keep it in the cooler. It's coming.
We were
Yes.
excited because by then we would want to drink some cold water, at least not drink, but cold water. We never had a fridge.
So that time, cold water was a luxury.
Yeah, it was very. It was, and then we never had one, so it was an achievement for us. We loved it. Yeah, and yeah, we were really happy. We celebrated. Yeah, so the time that I was staying at the farm, I began to see because dad and mom were, let me say, they were nurturing us. We were being taught. Yeah, we were being taught, because even the times that we were young, going to fields, dad and mom would give us a portion to say, this is your portion that you're going to do. Like every one of us, unless they'll just maybe get aside one who's going to cook for us at home. We'll go there.
And you were 7 boys.
Yes.
So boys can cook.
Yeah, sure. We used to cook, we used to sweep, everything. Yeah. So we would go to the field. They were teaching us how to farm. Yeah. Then the time that we were seeing actually we can make money. The time that I saw between 2011 and 2014, I saw that actually I can make money through agriculture. What made me learn this is I was given a chance to manage the farm. I was given a chance to manage the farm because I was the one staying there, and I would always give report. So I also started managing the farm unknowingly. Yeah, so I would every time give report. So I started looking at it. I was like, okay. So the first experience was at that time we had grown tomatoes, and at that time we went to sell. We hired a truck to go and sell in Soweto. I was one who had gone to sell that tomato. I think that was 2012 somewhere. So when we went there, it was a loss.
So they grew a lot of tomato. I remember your mother told us that story.
Sure.
And you hired a truck to take it to Soweto.
Sure.
And you sold it, and the cost of paying for transport, all your profits is gone. Your tomato just wasted because you didn't get money from it.
Sure.
So that was teaching you something.
Yeah, so I saw it. I was really heartbroken. It was hard for me. All that effort that we put in under the sun, watering, we would use if you know a water pump that uses petrol. Yeah, that's the machine we would use. But it was tiring still. It was a big field. We got about 70, somewhere 70 boxes or so of tomato. Yeah, I remembered all the times we were doing the spraying. It was painful for me. So that time I called mom and dad and I told them about it when I was in Soweto. Then so they said that the little man that we have, let's just buy maize. We buy maize. That was like we invested that money. That money we had. We bought maize. Then when we came back, we planted it. Then somewhere around December we sowed. Then I looked at, okay, actually we can make money. We never had anything, but at least now we are able to buy fertilizer for the maize. Yeah, so I began to understand that actually farming, we can make money. We can make money. So we began to grow. We buy some machines, water pumps, things like that, and learning. We were learning. The time I was there, I was learning. Then my passion for agriculture became stronger in 2014. That's when I began to understand. After all the applications I wrote and all the looking for job, my piecework I did, I looked at it and said, let me not stress myself to go and look for a job. Let me just empower myself. Yeah.
So let's quickly come to 2021. You just got married not long ago.
Sure.
Your wife and yourself. So we're playing forward because I need to get to Moses and get to Emmanuel before we come back to you. So now you started by realizing, I don't need a job. This is my job. This is my business. I can make money from this. My salary can come from farming.
Sure.
Now you are married, you are no longer your mother, your father. You're a man now, on your own, taking care of a family. What are you doing now?
I'm still a farmer.
How? Tell me. Are you using your father's farm, your mother's farm?
Yeah, partly. But not only that, I hire fields. There are people who have got lands that they don't use. So I take advantage of that. I go to talk to them, then I pay them. I rent for that period of the rent season, like from now until the time that we harvest. Then that's how I do my.
So as people rent rooms to stay, you can rent fields to plant and make money.
Sure.
So young people can create money and say, instead of buying pizza and stuff, you go and rent a big plot and you can farm and make money.
Sure.
And you can't sit and say, I'm waiting for a job, I'm begging to apply.
Yeah.
Moses, let me come to you. Your brother started me today. Yeah. He was exciting last week. Now you are here and you are employed in an agriculture company. Yeah. What's been your experience? 27 years, born to the Njovu. Your father and mother are really wonderful people. We saw their farm and we are on the farm. Now, what was it for you growing up in such a place? And why have you chosen agriculture as a career path? And the other day you were talking to us about digital agriculture. Yeah. What did this life do for you to model you to be in agriculture?
Yeah, like I said last week, it all started from my parents. Yeah, growing up as a child, everything that my parents did concerning agriculture, it was fun for me. Without knowing that one day I'll become a farmer. Yeah, my dream was to become an engineer, just like Fred said, because everybody in class, you find that when the teacher asks, what do you want to be in the future? Everybody will say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. So
nobody said farmer?
No, nobody said farmer, because yeah, the farming side was mostly sideline, like it was a dirty man's job. So growing up, we used to grow a garden. We had the backyard garden at home. Having that backyard garden, we could sell vegetables. People around our community would come to buy those vegetables. The same money was used for my transport going to school. Yeah, we could farm once every year with maize. That money was...
About how old were you?
By then, because I was in grade 7, that was 2008, grade 9, yeah, 2009. No, 2010, I was in grade 9. By then, that's when I started seeing my school fees, because, yes, 2010, I was in grade 9. That's when I started seeing my school fees. That's when I started seeing the money that we used to grow vegetables at home being used on my school. So, okay, then you can pay school fees out of what you grow.
So that was training for you?
Yes.
You saw your parents paying your school fees from farming?
Yes. And
that opened your mind?
Yeah.
So you, from 2010, you started seeing that too?
Yes. Yeah, from 2010, I started seeing money which we plowed in at home being plowed out again from the soil.
I like that. Plowed in, plowed out.
Yes. The money used to be plowed in and plowed out as seed to crop to money. And the same money was used for our education, even buying food at home.
We need to make a sticker, as seed to crop to money.
Yes.
So you actually grow money.
Yes.
Seed, crop, money. Yes. Seed, crop. So it's not house money, car. It's seed, crop, money.
Yes. Sure.
New song. Continue, please.
Yeah. So from there on, I was also one of the people who were selling at home whenever people come to buy, or I was one of the best people, one of the best brothers being assigned to sell vegetables.
So you learned marketing?
Yes, I learned marketing at home. My brothers are my witnesses. Many a time if I go out selling, we used to go around the compound selling vegetables. Mom also used to make scones. Those were the best scones in our community by that time. I would go with them, sell everything. Sometimes my brothers would go and sell. They will come back.
They come back with something.
Yes, some left scones. But with me, I just started asking myself, this is a blessing to me, because when I go out to sell something, definitely it's finished, and people have been crave for more, especially for scones. And that was life for me growing up, I just realized that was also business marketing. I was doing business marketing.
So Moses, we've been talking about that, and thank you for that, because you just showed us something major, that in your father's generation, the way they saw agriculture was a way to survive, to eat at a level. But you are coming to me and you are saying the way you grow in so this is an intergenerational gap and divide. Mindset is different. So when you were growing up, you saw agriculture not as we survive. You saw agriculture as paying your school fees, buying you clothes, and therefore you saw agriculture as an option to make money.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. Then bring me into how you are doing it.
Okay.
Like you said, 2016.
Yeah. So I finished my grade 12, my high school in 2014. Then I stayed home, continuing in selling, planting, selling. So in the same process, like every day, I'll have maybe a 10 kwacha, 20 kwacha or more than in my pocket, as in my own, just from the selling of the
So you were making profit?
Yes, just from selling of the crops at home. Then 2016, I was called by ACO to work there, ACO, the Martin Richard Hagen Future Farm in Lusaka. I was called to work there. Then the first month when I said work, I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, the first month, the second month.
Why didn't you enjoy it? You are used to making money already.
Yeah, reason being, it was my first time, and that process of waiting then until you get something after 30.
So you were getting money, and that's bad, you know.
Yeah.
You are making money every day already.
Yes.
10, 20 kwacha a day. That means in a month, you are making about 3,000 to 6,000 kwacha every day.
Yes.
You are even earning better than those people that earn money per month.
Yes.
Now you came into a structured environment and you are waiting 30 days to make one check.
Yes. So when I started work, it was...
That's the definition of poverty.
Yeah, very.
30 days, one salary.
Yes. Then you wait all that long. I didn't like the process, but I just talked to myself to say, okay, yeah, one day I need to stand on my own, no more depending on my parents. I strived, and here I am today. I am an agripreneur, and I also do horticultural consultancy. I make money.
So a consultant.
Yes, I'm a consultant.
So you have different streams of income from agriculture.
Yes.
So agribusiness is one, I can get a job.
Yes.
I can be a consultant, that means a business.
Yes.
I can do, what else do you do?
Yeah,
your streams of income now.
So we also at that farm, we just help in, whenever we have hiccups, we just help in, just pump in some monies. Again,
Oh, you're an investor,
Yes.
you pump in some money.
Monies come out just like that. And
Okay.
That is how I'm living my life. But Sai alone can't sustain me. I've seen it and I've proven it.
So you have a business.
Yes, I just do a lot of different things. I also do, I can put drip irrigations, all that stuff.
So you now have technology.
Yes.
So through your working with this company, who is our partner, and we really appreciate what they're doing, being part of us to create these future farmers.
Yes.
You're benefiting technologically, knowledge-wise, and it's giving you different streams of income.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Emmanuel, they call you Kondwani. Tell me, if they tell you in school now, what do you want to be? What would you tell them?
I would like to take agriculture.
Why? Not doctor, not lawyer, not policeman.
Yeah, because agriculture I've experienced, because like my parents' home, they make money every week.
Whoa.
When you're employed, you wait for a month and you'll be paid money like less than those in agriculture. Yeah, you'll be like making a 10,000 a week, and those who are employed.
They don't see it at all.
Yeah, because others they are paid 1,000, 2,000, yeah, and like agriculture make it 10,000 a week. Yeah.
So you've seen money from agriculture.
Yeah. And then when I was young, I didn't like farming.
But you're still young.
Yeah, but younger than.
When you were younger than
Yeah.
you didn't like farming. Why didn't you like farming?
Because it was tough for me.
Why? Tell us, don't be shy. Because there are many millions of you out there that haven't seen the joy in this thing. There's ndalama in this thing, heavy.
Yeah. I didn't like farming because it was tough and there's much labor in farming and other things.
So young people don't like labor. They don't like. But why do you like it now? What changed?
Because there's more money than other jobs.
Okay, money takes away.
Yeah.
Money removes the pain.
Yeah.
I like that. So young people know the value of money.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is this, you can control your money. You said you don't have to wait 30 days for one salary. And people that make salary, minimum wage is 1,000 kwacha.
Yeah.
So it takes 10 months to make what you make a week.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But in farming, as for me, I have seen there's much profit.
There's much profit.
Yeah.
Explain that.
As I said, these people who are employed, they wait for 30 days for them to earn 1,000. And in farming, you wait just for maybe a week and you earn 10,000. That
means you've been planting your vegetables, so every week you're harvesting to sell.
Yeah.
Because vegetable you can plant throughout the year.
Yes.
So every week you harvest kalembula, you harvest chibwabwa, you harvest what else?
There's
Rape.
Yeah, rape.
And you go and sell. And you make 2.5, 3.5 from your ground, the same ground everybody has. Then somebody is sweating, tying a tie.
To get 1,000.
And they have to pray and fast to get 1,000. So we should be telling every Zambian, repent. For your money is at hand.
Yes.
Kondwani, you have to explain that to me. You said, how is it hard? Before we lose that, I need you to explain. Why is agriculture hard to you when you were younger? But now your mind has changed. Why was it hard? Please explain that to me.
It was hard for me because I was young and it was tough. And I remember.
What was tough? What was tough?
It has hard labor.
So it's like a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Describe the hard labor and describe how that relates to you as a young Zambian.
Because you find that you're in a field and it's sunny and it will be hot. And you can't be cultivating in your field when it's hot. Yeah. And
About how old were you that time?
I remember I was maybe 14.
14. Yeah. So this was about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah? And so that's when you started. Yeah. So before 14, what were you doing on the farm? Just enjoying?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yes.
So you never saw your parents as poor. You came into a family where there was everything for you. There was fridge, there was all that.
Yes.
So you never saw these guys beg for cold water?
No.
Yo. Maybe that's why it was hard, because you came into comfortable life. But I don't know. Moses, you think so?
Yes.
He came into a comfortable life.
He's the only kid among us who passed through a private school.
So he's going to a private school. All of you went to public school?
Yes, yes.
So this one is Payad?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are village chicken. You are hybrid. Okay. Tell us. But your mind changed. Where did your mind change? To see it as something you can do and enjoy, and you want to do it after school, you want to go into agriculture. Where did your mind change? What changed your mind?
Okay, like I said, there is a lot of money in farming. Yeah. Though there is much labor, but there is a lot of money than those.
That's why you use the word is profitable. So
Yes.
no matter what, so nothing comes free.
Yeah.
I know you told us when you were growing up, they never showed you farming was good. But today, at 29, why are young Zambians not going into farming?
I think the idea that most people have to have luxurious life without even knowing how to find it is what is affecting us. Because you see, for farming, it doesn't take you today you plant and then tomorrow you plow. You have to have patience.
So most of us looking for money don't have patience. You want it now.
Yeah, for farming you need to be very patient. You really need a lot of patience. It's even better than one who is working. Because
It's better than one who is working.
yeah, for farming you need a lot of patience. Most of the crops that we
So can we use another word for patience to be discipline?
exactly.
A lot of discipline. So to make money, you need discipline.
Sure. You find that you grow a crop. It took you about 3 months. So when we were in the learning process, we began to understand that if we can plant seed, if I can plant seed every month, that means I'll be having money every month.
Every month.
Yes.
Go on.
That's
So you
how-
write your own salary. You create your own money.
Yeah, that's how agriculture is. You can't say that you can just grow one season and then you say it will sustain you for the rest of the year. It's unless you do a very big field.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I began to understand that. So if I grow, if I plant every week, or mostly I would grow vegetables, I would grow different types of crops, but I would plant at a monthly basis.
Okay.
I make sure that I plant every month so that we continue with the process of selling. Yeah. So we began to.
So you have to keep planting. So you plan. You plant this week, 3 weeks later, 12 weeks later, 10 to 12 weeks later, you harvest. So if you plan it, that means every week you can be getting salary.
That's the way.
So you can get salary for 52 weeks. Wow. Go on.
That's the way farming is. So with that discipline, I began to understand most of the things that I need to do. Yeah. I also had a challenge to. I found it difficult for me to just settle in agriculture, because you know most of the young people now, like I said, the type of life that they want, how to get it is what they don't think about. Yeah, so I began to think, if I do agriculture and if I can do this much area of land, meaning I'll have this. I used to do my mathematics very well. I calculate everything, the fertilizers that we need, the labor that we need. I calculate it, and then I know to say I'll have this much at the end of the day.
So you're like a businessman. Agribusiness, agripreneurship is business. It's not some dirty thing. You calculate, you plan, you project, and you hit your targets using the ground.
Yeah.
Go on, please.
Sure. So most young people, they don't look at what I can get if I do agriculture in this period of time. They don't look at it. They look at salary. Yes, of course, it's good to get salary, but in agriculture it's different. Agriculture, you choose, like you said, you choose to how much you want to make. It depends on the type of crop that you grow and the land, how big the land that you will do. That's how agriculture is. So to the young men, what I'm saying is, think about agriculture. Think about it, invest in it. It's really profitable. Agriculture, I know that we've had ups and downs, just like any other. Even at work, there are those days that we find ourselves in situations. Yeah, even agriculture is the same. And agriculture is even worse. You have to be strong. There are times that not everything will flourish so nice, but you have to be ready for that.
So somebody shouldn't just hear you now and think it's so easy. I just wake up in the name of Jesus or whatever religion, they just go out and jump and say, money come. You have to expect that things may not happen the way it is. So you have to be strong mentally, strong physically, and be ready to delay gratification. You work hard and the harvest will come. That's the money will come.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Is there no shortcut?
Agriculture, I have not seen shortcuts. In agriculture, I have seen just doing straight things. Because let me give an example. I think the shortest vegetable that I have grown, I think that should be lettuce. Yeah, even though it takes not more than 2 months to mature. You can't do shortcuts. It can grow within just a week. Yeah, I don't know if the new technology that is coming, if they grow vegetables within a week, but I'm not aware of that. So you need that patience. So a lot of people should have that discipline in agriculture, the same discipline that we have at work. Because most people doing their own things, they don't exercise that discipline. Because it's my own thing, I can spend whatever I want.
Yeah.
So if you think about you make your own salary to say I can only go up to this much, then you see agriculture as a business. Then you begin to see that there's money. There's a lot of opportunities in agriculture, and there's a lot of opportunities right now, like in Zambia here. The time that we were doing, I was doing vegetables because I've moved. The time I was doing vegetables, we used to have good market. Looking at it like that, it's because we don't have a lot of people that is into farming. So if we could have youths, the young people who would venture into agriculture and then grow different types of crops, would have less poverty.
So Moses, we've been talking about that, and thank you for that, because you just showed us something major, that in your father's generation, the way they saw agriculture was a way to survive, to eat at a level. But you are coming to me and you are saying the way you grow in so this is an intergenerational gap and divide. Mindset is different. So when you were growing up, you saw agriculture not as we survive. You saw agriculture as paying your school fees, buying you clothes, and therefore you saw agriculture as an option to make money. Talk to me about that. Then bring me into how you are doing it.
Okay.
Like you said, 2016.
Yeah, so I finished my grade 12, my high school in 2014. Then I stayed home, continuing in selling, planting, selling. So in the same process, like every day, I'll have maybe a 10 kwacha, 20 kwacha or more than in my pocket, as in my own, just from the selling of the
So you were making profit?
Yes, just from selling of the crops at home. Then 2016, I was called by ACO to work there. ACO, the Martin Richard Hagen Future Farm in Lusaka. I was called to work there. Then the first month when I said work, I didn't enjoy it. The first month, the second month.
Why didn't you enjoy it? You are used to making money already.
Yeah, reason being, it was my first time, and that process of waiting then until you get something after 30.
So you were getting money, and that's bad, you know.
Yeah.
You were making money every day already.
Yes.
10, 20 kwacha a day. That means in a month, you are making about 3,000 to 6,000 kwacha every day.
Yeah.
You are even earning better than those people that earn money per month.
Yes.
Now you came into a structured environment, and you are waiting 30 days to make one check.
Yes. So when I started work, it was...
That's the definition of poverty.
Yeah, very.
30 days, one salary.
Yes. Then you wait all that long. I didn't like the process, but I just talked to myself to say, okay, yeah, one day I need to stand on my own, no more depending on my parents. I strived, and here I am today. I am an agripreneur, and I also do horticultural consultancy. I make money.
So a consultant.
Yes, I'm a consultant.
So you have different streams of income from agriculture.
Yes.
So agribusiness is one, I can get a job.
Yes.
I can be a consultant, that means a business.
Yes.
I can do, what else do you do?
Yeah,
your streams of income now.
So we also at that farm, we just help in, whenever we have hiccups, we just help in, just pump in some monies. Again,
Oh, you're an investor, you pump in some money.
Monies come out just like that. And that is how I'm living my life. But Sai alone can't sustain me. I've seen it and I've proven it.
So you have a business.
Yes, I just do a lot of different things. I also do, I can put drip irrigations, all that stuff.
So you now have technology.
Yes.
So through your working with this company, who is our partner, and we really appreciate what they're doing, being part of us to create these future farmers.
Yes.
You're benefiting technologically, knowledge-wise, and it's giving you different streams of income.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Welcome to the Martin Richard Hagen Future Farm, based in Lusaka, Zambia. The Martin Richard Hagen Future Farm is a modern state-of-the-art facility offering education and training in mechanized sustainable agriculture for farmers in Zambia and Africa. We offer facilities such as lecture rooms, student accommodation, and a state-of-the-art fitted kitchen and restaurant. We also offer facilities for business and social events. We hope you enjoy your experience here at the Future Farm.
Fred, wrapping up on your options, you discovered so if you were not in farming, you will never discover that sugarcane is good business compared to lettuce. You started with lettuce, but now you can see the whole spectrum and say, this one is the one I want. That was good for you through your experience. You only get that by experience.
Sure. Learning is a process, and it takes time as well. So that time I appreciate very much Dad and Mom, the way they groomed us. We used to think it's just for survival. Sometimes we'd run away, not going to the field. Yeah.
So I like that. You are raised to be rich. You are raised to be, they raised you to be this. It didn't happen by mistake.
Nope.
Because you are now second generation farmer. And when I wrap up, I'm going to come back to you. So think about that. How do you make sure that the third generation does not go back to poverty? How are you going to make sure? I would like to hear, because young people here feel that it's a miracle that takes you out of poverty. But you just told me you are raised out of poverty. What will you do to ensure your children, not born yet, will never go back to poverty? I'll come back to you. Moses, you were telling me a lot about education. And in education, you said, is where they focus you that you grow. They used to show you lawyer, doctor, engineer. And the farmer they looked at, using Fred, it says dirty.
Yeah.
Okay? So our educational system disadvantaged anybody. And maybe they are still doing it now.
Yes.
What do you say to that young person that if he says, I want to be a farmer, they will laugh at him? They will laugh at her. And they think that for girls, the way to success is get married. For boys, the way to success is go to university. Fred went to university on the field between 2011 and 2014, and he became a graduate into agripreneurship. What are you saying to that person waiting to get a job, cramming an exam? I'm not saying it's not good, but they want to be lawyer, doctor, even though they don't know anything about that.
Yeah. What I can say is that stick to what you yourself want. Think.
But they've never seen anybody wanting to be a farmer. So what do they know?
Yeah, so the best example is me. The best example is me. I wanted to be something else, or because my friend in class would laugh at me if I say I want to become a farmer. So I decided to say I want to be an auto mechanic, just to cover up for me, not everybody, not my friends to laugh at me. Yeah, so I wanted to become an auto mechanic, just to cover up. Not to be laughed
So you say to your friends, instead of saying I want to be a farmer, you say I want to be an auto mechanic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember a point in class when I was in grade 12. I was boasting at school saying my parents feed about 50% 50% of the economy of Zambia through farming.
And that's true.
Yes. Then everybody was laughing at me. Then I just okay, you don't know. But as time went by, I began to understand about farming.
So young people feel ashamed to be associated or called to as farmers.
Yes.
There's that shame that goes with it.
Especially at high school, yeah.
Especially at high school.
Yes, yeah.
What can we do to change that as a nation? Maybe somebody in government is listening to you. What can we do to make them see that farming is the future?
Yeah, there are subjects that teach agriculture, but it's an optional at school.
No, what I'm looking at is how do you get to make children, young people feel there's no shame in being a farmer? Yeah. How do we, it's not the academic now, the subjects to pass an exam, but how do you get that person, not like you, not to be ashamed of saying, I want to be a farmer, my parents are farmers?
Yeah, I think that should start from the teachers. The teachers need to emphasize and also put more emphasis to say agriculture is the key. Agriculture is our backbone of this nation. Not only becoming a doctor, not only becoming a pilot, etc. But our teachers need to emphasize more on agriculture. Agriculture. If we stop importing vegetables today, if our teachers tell
It happened with COVID.
yeah. During
We
this,
stopped importing.
yes. So during this period, if many of my generation were encouraged to go in agriculture, won't be having any difficulties in buying vegetables on the market. But if we had a majority of my generation being taught at school to become to be one in agriculture, to be one in agriculture, so our teachers need to emphasize more about agriculture. Students need to also realize to say one day I need to become, I need to do.
I can become an agripreneur.
Yes, I can become an agripreneur. If it's back days when you have careers day at school, many students won't. Nobody will come.
Nobody comes as a farmer.
Yeah, nobody comes in as a farmer. No, nothing. Only you see a policeman, a nurse, a doctor. But even that kills lots of.
So nobody ever sees the option of farming in my future.
No, nobody.
They only want to be policemen.
Yes.
Those are the people they see. Yes. Those are the people they feel are successful.
Yes.
Never looking at a farmer.
No. Then, as I grew and as I understood more about agriculture, yes, agriculture has money, has profits. There are times where you can have huge profits unexpected. There are times where you can have less, you can have no profits. But I would rate it from 100%, 70% you have your profits from whatever you do in farming.
Fred, yes. As we finish, generational wealth. Farming to you. Your parents were first generation. You are second generation. Europeans, Americans, all those South Africans, they have families that have been farming for hundreds of years. They're the richest people. How do you grow this? That you don't take your family back to poverty, but generations after you. What do you think we have to do to build this generational legacy for farming?
Okay.
Or agribusiness? Because we've been farming from long, but agribusiness.
Okay. For me, the way I would run the show in agriculture. Looking at the way we were raised in the house of dad and mom, I looked at it to be a training ground. And then for my
so our families are training grounds.
Sure.
For poverty or prosperity.
Sure. Yeah, just like the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should grow. Yeah, it's a training ground. It's not only at school that people should learn, even at home. It should start from there. Yeah.
So the first school is your home.
Sure.
Cool.
Like I did, I learned from home. Most of the things that I know about agriculture is home. Everything, like Moses said.
Charity begins at home, poverty begins at home, prosperity begins at home.
Amen.
Amen.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry to take it back. The point that we were just discussing over schools. Schools, they do have agriculture. And then my point of view is the way they bring it out. You see, if schools they have, at my school, in my grade 7, we will grow onions. But if it was attractive, making it attractive, making it look nice, that in agriculture, it's not only going with a pick, with a hoe, but actually I can use a tractor. I can do a very big field with a machine. Make it sound like that. It will attract.
It takes away the idea that it's hard work. You can use a machine, you can use computers, you can use the internet.
Exactly.
So the schools have to come on to showing people best practices. It will be more attractive.
Sure.
That technology is there. It will be more. So we shouldn't do it like 1964. We should show them 2021.
Just like right now, my children. Let's say I have my firstborn this year, and then look at the situation. I trained in the 90s. I knew about agriculture in the 90s. Look at it, there's a big of a difference there. So there has to be a deliberate, like he's saying, digital. They learn about digital to say agriculture we can advance, we can make it wide like this. Rather it's wide, not we can make it wide. It's been made wide, but it's already wide itself. We can do agriculture using different technologies like that. Not just giving someone a mindset that I have to carry a hoe. That will make someone say, there's too much labor.
Guys, we have to go. So future farmers, I see there's so much to say about farming. You can't even stop, but we have to go. And we'll see you in the new year coming to talk more about this. Well, everybody, you see that we have been talking about farming and talking to these young, awesome gentlemen, Zambians, future billionaires of Zambia, getting money from this ground. We're not getting it from America, from France, from China. We're getting it from the ground. That's the most beautiful thing about agriculture and agribusiness, agripreneurship. You don't have to beg or borrow to prosper. We can get it from our ground. Money is from our ground. So thank you for joining us today. We really have to go with this interview. Guys, we really thank you guys. Exes, you guys have been awesome. Hi, every good thing comes to an end. 2021 is coming to an end. And for 2021, even as we've been on this program, we've titled The Future Farmer, we're back on the Martin Richenhagen Future Farm, where we've done a lot of our work so far. Our partners, AGCO, your agriculture company, and we're coming here to wrap up this program, but more importantly, wrap up 2021. And we're just saying thank you for being an amazing, amazing audience. And with my two, what I call them co-pilots, they've been the captains of this flight because I am a steward and they are the captain and pilot. And they've been taking us on this journey. How do we transit and bring transformation to our nation from agriculture to agribusiness? This program, we have featured the future farmers. We featured the Njovus, the boys, how they grew up, second generation farmers, and now we are back to the teachers of farming and the people that give us specialization in mechanization, precision farming, all those things. And we want to welcome again Sheila. Thank you so much for what you've done. It's been a journey with you. Our flight time has been about 6 to 8 weeks, and you have been the captain of this ship and your co-captain, Felix. Thank you for joining us today. We're wrapping up.
Thank you.
We're wrapping up. We just heard the Jovos. They've benefited even from your technology here. And we see the future and we see the hope we have. What do you have to say as we wrap up 2021 on the Future Farmer Show with our audience, or rather, what I call our future farmers? What are you saying to them as we wrap up? Because we're going to go on a production break.
Yeah, it's been a great journey. And of course, just moving with everybody else who's been with us on the show from when we started throughout the entire planning process, the importance of having the knowledge and actually doing the successful planting, which I think most of you have now done. So we talked about successful planting. It's very important because now as we go on a break, we believe that you've successfully planted, and 4 to 6 weeks you get on to the other major operations which we earlier talked about in the program, like crop nutrition. You want to feed your crops, you want to protect your crops from pests, from diseases. So those are the kind of things that we'll be looking at. But between now and when you get into those other operations, you're basically waiting for your crops to come up. But of course you walk the fields, very interesting. You want to see what seed is emerging, and then you link to your successful planting. What did I do wrong? Why is this seed not coming up? So it's still all those small activities going on before you get on to the major operations.
So we still have a lot to look forward to. So farming is not a one-day, one-step journey. It's a whole process.
It's a whole process.
So
that's why
there's
it's
a lot
a season
to look at. So we have crop nutrition, how to continue feeding. So somebody will think, well, I've done my fertilizer, that's it. So you want to continue
You want to continue that, because with the crop nutrition, like we said in our crop nutrition module, is that your crop needs the nutrition at different stages, just like people. So when a baby is born, they need
You don't,
a
it's
different
not
type
just
of
once.
food.
Okay.
When they start growing, they require different type of food. It's the same with the crops.
So our crop are like babies.
Yeah, so there's some nutrition we give the seed for it to come up. There's some nutrition we have to give the crop at a certain stage. So throughout the growth stage, at different stages, different nutrition
So when we come
requirements.
back from our production break, you are going to be teaching us these things.
On crop nutrition,
And
yes,
taking
but
us through.
alongside, we are also looking at crop protection. So with crop protection, that's the entire, from the time you put your seed in the ground, you are protecting it all the way until you harvest. So that is actually something that I expect the viewers and everybody who's been following us on this show, those who planted, continue protecting your crop, because pests, diseases, they come in at any stage. So you have to just be on the lookout. If you see something which is unusual, consult your nearest consultant. Is it a disease? Is it a pest? So protect it, because you've successfully planted, but that's not a guarantee that you get the yield. So you protect it throughout the season.
Okay, so Sheila is telling us your harvest will be attacked, so you need to protect it. That's our farm specialist. Now let's come to our mechanization specialist. Felix, how's it been? This journey we have taken, we started bringing agriculture, agribusiness, transformation, opportunities. How's it been for you? And what do we have to look forward to as we come into 2022?
Thank you very much to those who've been following us. You know, we have we've spoken about mechanization. We've also done some practicals and the advantages of people using mechanization as opposed to those who are just using bare hands or maybe even animal draft power. We have shown you the tractor, the advantages. We've also explained how people can learn how to hitch implements, the best way of hitching implements to the tractors, and also selecting the best implements. Let's say a ripper or maybe a disc. Why is it good for somebody to use a ripper as opposed to a disc? We have explained all those things. We have also explained and shown, rather demonstrated, the advantages of using a planter and also calibration of planters. We have displayed the precision planter and also the small planter that is there for small-scale farmers, which is also doing well, and we are encouraging farmers to make sure that they follow us and get a leaf from what we've been talking about. Indeed, it is of great importance for farmers to migrate from the old ways of farming to mechanization, because farming is a business. You can only become a successful business, a farmer, if you get into mechanization. So as we come back, Sheila has just spoken about nutrition and how do we control pests. So here we are going to show you our sprayer, because you can only get rid of insects by using a sprayer. There are different types of sprayers. Of course, the small-scale farmers will use the knapsack sprayers, but here we have the boom sprayer. And then when you talk about the sprayer, you're looking at how do you calibrate it. We are going to also demonstrate and show you the best way how you can prepare that sprayer to eradicate your insects from destroying or being destructive to your crops. Other than that, again, as we come back, we'll be looking at the spinner. The spinner or the fertilizer spreader is a machine that is also being hitched onto the tractor, and then it needs to be calibrated, and then it is there for you to apply fertilizer within the shortest period of time. It will give you good results as opposed to using hands and stuff. So as we come back next year, this is what we're going to talk about, and I believe that you please don't go on break. As a farmer, you're not supposed to rest. Make sure that you are there on your field, watching out for insects and also for portions of your fields that are lacking behind when it comes to nutrition. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. And for you at home, as you know, we've been here for the last 6-7 weeks, and we've been taking you on this journey step by step. Somebody says that you don't have to be great to start, you have to start to be great. And every start, the secret to success is consistency. Every start. So we don't want to load you. It's the season. We're going to New Year and we are going to have a production break. Our partners, AGCO, have fed you with a lot of knowledge. The Leadership Farm have made you focus that for you to have successful farming, you have to have a successful farmer. So our job is to keep bringing content to build you up as a person, and they will bring content to equip you and capacitate you in as a farmer. And farming is wide. So coming into next year, we're going to take a production break. So for the next 4 or 5 weeks, you will not see us at this time because we're going on break so that we can come back. Because you've planted now, you have to give it time. But within that time, we said, don't stop checking. You've heard the experts. Don't stop inspecting and expecting from your farm. But more importantly, don't stop looking on your television for the resumption of the Future Farmer Show. In February, we're going to back. So 1 month, we're out here giving you a week, 5 weeks basically, and we're back in here with you to start looking, okay, your crop has come to this level. What next? More importantly, we're going to bring in other partners on board that AGCO will be working with us to do to help you nourish your mind and your experiences to build your capacity so you can succeed as an agripreneur. So let's do that. Thank you for being wonderful. What's your Christmas, New Year message? Christmas has come and gone now. New Year message. What's your New Year message to these future farmers?
New Year message, of course, we said we are going for a break. So
Yes.
it's happy holiday, but holiday for a farmer is not much work. Walk your fields. Your treasure is lying in the ground. So you're having a holiday, you're not running around, but make sure that as you take that break, your holiday, walk the fields.
New Year. What's your New Year talk to your future farmers?
Thank you. Dear farmers, especially for the small scale farmers, ensure that you prepare your knapsack sprayers, make sure that the nozzles are clean and everything is there for you so that they are ready to work for you. Please stay tuned and then let's see you next year.
And you can hire these nozzles. If I don't have a knapsack sprayer, I can hire it. I can borrow it. I can do
You
stuff.
can borrow the knapsack, not the nozzles.
Okay.
The entire knapsack.
You come
So
complete.
please, you see,
complete.
ignorant me, but I have to get ready.
Yes.
I farm human beings.
Yeah.
They farm crop.
Actually, this actually gives you enough time now to get all your equipment
Yeah.
ready, because once you plant, you have this kind of a break that allows you to prepare the machinery for next
for
operations, and it's usually more than 2 weeks.
So we're actually
that's
going
good.
through the farming experience,
Yes.
the break, so that we come back ready.
Yes.
Okay, it's good to associate with farmers. I start thinking like a farmer. So go and identify, in case you don't have one, go and identify who has and who you can say, Napapata, can I borrow this thing for 2 days, 3 days, so I can take care of my crop? Well, we have to take care of you by giving you a break. And we have to come to produce better, to go back and plan and prepare and produce so we can come back to you. Zambia has a future in farming. Our future is feeding 54 nations. With this new free trade agreement in Africa, it's a huge opportunity to feed 1.2 billion Africans. And that is why the Future Farmer Show is relevant to your now and your future. Have a wonderful last week of 2021, and I want to look forward to seeing you in 2022 as we continue transforming and developing our nation. We do appreciate your effort. We love you for having been with us and believing in yourself to be a future farmer, and let's make it happen. Zambia, we can deal with poverty, we can deal with hunger, we can deal with gender equality, we can deal with health if we focus on agribusiness. We can bridge the inequality gap. We can have a green economy and fulfill the SDGs between now and 2030 through agriculture. Let's do it. Happy New Year in advance. God bless you. From Sheila, from Felix, from my great team, all of us, we wish you a happy New Year and a most prosperous 2022. See you in February. Please, bye-bye.
The Future Farm is really about generating knowledge and knowledge about farming. How can you make knowledge more profitable? How can knowledge work, not just provide food on your table, but also to be a business. Because we know that farming is really the employment of over 60% of Zambians and actually over 40% of Africans.
The benefits of having mechanization on our farms, quite a number of them. One of them is you have good quality of work on your farm.
So to the existing farmers, what is key with farming and the future of farming is that you need to be knowledgeable.